Hi there. Welcome to my views and news. Two news stories. With firstly, it seems that some prisoners are being released in Ethiopia. Not prisoners involved in committing criminal acts, but those who were detained after the imposition of state of emergency. We can call them political prisoners. You can say, though some would not like this tag. Who are these prisoners? Why are they being released? Is it part of some broad reconciliatory effort by the government? What did National Dialogue Commission say about prisoners 2 days ago when questions were asked about the prisoners? Well, we know that when state of emergency was imposed in Ethiopia, uh, mainly in the Amhara region last year, after that, an arrest campaign was launched by security forces. Those who were suspicious of having links with Fano, those who were supportive of Fano, those who were supportive of the narrative of Fano, whether they were journalists, activists, political workers, they were arrested. Hundreds arrested, including some high profile people like Christian Tadale, Johannes Buyalio, Kasap Tishagar, journalists too, some lower rank religious Orthodox church leaders as well. Why? Because the government wanted to crush Fano's narrative. That is why everyone who was vocal in Ethiopia in support of Fano was detained. And people, obviously, they then stopped speaking in support of Fano publicly. Even those who criticized the state of emergency imposition, they had to flee Ethiopia. Gaidu under Gaichu fled Ethiopia. And he's the man who delivered a speech at House of Representatives when the state of emergency was imposed. He categorically rejected the state of emergency, but later he had to flee the country because he was harassed. His house raided, so he had to leave Ethiopia. He had to flee. Now it seems that government is releasing some of these people who were arrested in the last 8 to 9 months. Reportedly, 20 prisoners were released from Awash Arba detention camp in the last 1 week or so. The 20 prisoners are political parties, members, activists, journalists. And more are being transferred from Awash Arba military camp to a federal police investigation center from where they might be made to appear at courts where they could be granted bails. What is it? Is it part of some broad reconciliatory approach by the government? The government is releasing these prisoners. Well, difficult to say so far, but what we have learned is that reportedly, National Dialogue Commission of Ethiopia, some people on behalf of the commission are contacting these prisoners. The prisoners are being given a choice by the government. The government is telling prisoners that if they want to join the national dialogue, they can be released. By joining means they'll have to be physically, they'll have to physically participate in the national dialogue. We know that Fano is boycotting national dialogue. People arrested were accused of supporting Fano. So government wants to create an impression that those who support Fano are joining the dialogue. These prisoners definitely are in difficult situation, difficult conditions, thrown in Awash Arba camp, thrown out of Amhara region. People have been reporting about poor living conditions there. So the prisoners definitely would like to be released. Now they are being given this offer. National Dialogue Commission, if you remember, said this week when the formal launch of the dialogue happened in Addis Ababa, attended by Ethiopian PM Abiy. The National Dialogue Commission said that it was considering the participation of prisoners who want to join the dialogue. It isn't considering, reportedly. Rather, prisoners are being contacted. They are being offered participation. Those who are die-hard supporters of Fano, those who disagree with the government in terms of ideology, obviously they wouldn't like to be part of dialogue. But those who are in difficult conditions in prisons, they have health issues to other problems, obviously they might agree that they'll join the national dialogue. So that is why some prisoners are being released. Does it mean that all prisoners detained after the state of emergency imposition are going to be released? Too early to say. Government wants to show, it wants to project the national dialogue as if it is a very representative national dialogue. Similar offers will be made to the prisoners in Oromia as well. Those who were suspected of having links with Ola, they were detained, and some Ola members to government will try to show some representatives of Ola, some former members of Ola, as if they are joining the national dialogue. Same is happening in Amhara region, reportedly. So it's an attempt by government to sell the national dialogue to international community. By the way, we heard from Arvind Masinga, US ambassador to Ethiopia, 2 days ago, when he talked about national dialogue. He was asked a question. And why is US and Westerners are backing the national dialogue while it is being boycotted by main political and armed players, OLF, OFC, ONLF, TPLF, OLA, TDF, FANO? No one is participating. So why is that money is being wasted and US is backing this national dialogue? What did he say? Well, Arvind Masinga said a very important thing. He said, what is the alternative? Perhaps this is the best available solution now because there is no better alternative. PM Abiy is refusing to leave. He said clearly when he opened national dialogue in Addis Ababa, he said no transitional government. Government is here to complete the term. If he's refusing to leave, then which options does the international community have on its disposal? Which cards does it have to play for some sort of dialogue, reconciliation, negotiation? So this is the best available dialogue which is possible according to Arvind Masinga. Though I think improvements can be made. This dialogue is ongoing because international community is accepting it. If the international community rejects the dialogue, it will lose the significance which government is trying to give to it, which government is trying to attach to it. So let's see. So far, government is launching dialogue officially, and government will try to make this dialogue as if it's representative dialogue in Ethiopia, but being boycotted by all major political armed players. Thank you for watching.